Hello, everyone. I have been resting for like 2 weeks and now I'm back. All right. So, what actually happened to me for the past 2 weeks? So, it has been a crazy, crazy week until now, even in Malaysia. So, I'll give a little bit of updates. For those that are joining in, do hop on today. We're going to have something very exciting with a very, very super honored guest that's going to join me today. Those that are online, just let me know who you guys are. Let me see who you are. Allow StreamYard to you have to allow StreamYard so that I can see you instead of calling you a Facebook user. And if let's say you're audience from Malaysia, give me a like, a thumbs up. If let's say you're from Singapore, give me a heart shape, heart like. Okay, and then after that, if let's say you're from anywhere else from the world, you give me an angry face. Okay, so I would like to interact with you guys because why? I have not been talking for a very long time. So it's like, today when I was preparing all these things, right? It's like, a lot of things seems to be very, very uneasy. Okay, before I want to invite the guests up, I would just want to check in with you guys. How are you guys been doing for the past 2 weeks? I miss going up on live. I was doing a lot more learning during the past 2 weeks, and it's a very, very crazy week. 2 weeks in Malaysia. The numbers are climbing up. I don't know what's happened. Okay, the numbers that we're referring to are the COVID numbers. So it's very crazy. So I maybe want to pull out my guest, Tian Teck, today to let's talk about like what's happening across the sea in Singapore, right? So let's welcome Tian Teck. Hi, Tian Teck.
Hello, everybody. Yes. Hi,
Yes.
Samantha.
Hello, it's nice having you again. And
Thank
to
you,
those
thank
people
you.
that is online, do give me like a say hi. At least I know that you guys are around, and then I know that you guys are actually here to listen to this topic today. I don't want to say listen; it's like just to interact with us, right? Have you have any scenario where you don't get a customer to say yes to you? If you also feel that they are so close to saying that yes, it's just that probably you have done something or you have not done something that didn't end up with the results that you want, right? Okay, so today we're going to be discussing these things because I know that many people are really, really trying or struggling to ask people to actually pay up, to actually purchase something because right now I think everybody is on the budget, basically, right? I think Tian Teck also you can sense that, right?
Yeah, correct. So, people are less willing right now to kind of buy something. Even I try to sell them something, also is kind of a little bit more effort. That you need to put in and convince people that this is a good product, right? This is a good service,
Mm,
and the business doesn't come by as smoothly as previously,
mm,
right? I think you are right. A lot of organizations are also, in fact, around the region, many places are also locked down, kind of thing, right? In
correct.
Malaysia, today I just read the news that it's above 20K.
It's 20, I
People got
think we are
infected with
closing
COVID.
to like 25K already.
Oh,
I
25K already. Wow.
I
Okay.
think we're
Okay. Wow.
approaching,
That's
I'm not
bad.
mistaken, the numbers are crazy. I no longer follow the numbers because I don't know what we're doing. How's Singapore, by the way?
Okay, Singapore, in the last 2 weeks or so, there were incidents that happened and the numbers went up to 100 plus, 150 every day kind of thing.
Mm,
And these few days, it seems to be coming down, right? It's still
right.
coming down. But there were still, in the news, there were still kind of local infections, right? Local infection, and there were new clusters forming and things like. Although the number is less than, I think it's less than 100 today, if
Mm,
I'm not mistaken. But it's still quite a lot, right? In Singapore, it's a small country. We have very little population, right? Not like Malaysia, right? We are only like what, yeah, 6 million, 7 million, kind of thing. But anyway, uh, we cannot have too many infection, right? Because no place to put all those sick people in the hospital.
yeah,
Although we got
exactly.
good, very good medical, yeah, but still, we cannot have too high a rate. And
Correct,
of
correct.
course, we all right now want to get vaccinated. The government is encouraging everyone to get vaccinated, right? And definitely me, I have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and so
I got one more jab,
it's not out
which
the
is
woods
happening
yet.
soon.
Yeah, it's not out the woods yet, but I think the risks are lower, if you are vaccinated.
Yeah,
Okay.
just let me give you some, all of you that are, probably tuning in, some highlights that I have been like over Zoom the past 2 weeks. So I've been like connecting with people in overseas, and do you know that there is this one very big exhibition that will be happening, a business exhibition, and many people were asking Samantha, are you participating? I was like, what? Flying to Dubai? And I was like, okay, I really have to think about it. But okay, besides whatever that is happening in Malaysia, I can tell you, you guys are still running around. You guys are having dine-in, right? It's just that Malaysia is the one that is very trapped. Frankly speaking, my friends in Dubai, they were like, they don't even have any lockdown anymore. The borders are open. As long as you have a visa, like you can travel to Dubai already. And I was like, that day, so I was so indulged with it. I was like getting this idea of, okay, I'm finally going to fly to Dubai. And I was like really looking at the regions, because I was doing some exports. So I was really exploring, what are the regions. And then when I was doing on a Google map and a hotel pop up, you see, and a hotel pop up, and there was like, JW Marriott Hotel and all this. I was like, oh my gosh, I missed the hotel so much. And I was like browsing through, and I was like, oh, how nice is it if let's say I could actually stay like for a month, in Dubai. I don't mind. But that time I think it's probably nearing summer. Right now it's like summer, right? And then it's freaking hot. But if it's in October, I think it's quite cooling already. That was like perfect time. That was like browsing at the beach. And I was like, wow, nice beach there. And it was like really fantasizing. Then only I realized that, I don't think it's suitable for me to travel now. I mean, it's still quite it's still quite dangerous, I would say. But anyway, just to let you guys know that, aside from Malaysia, basically everyone across the world, I have friends traveled to Vietnam and came back. It's already open. It's just that many people will think that it's not open, but it's already. It's just that you have to risk your own life, basically, to travel. You see, and this is something that you need to ponder. And I think, frankly speaking, Tian Teck, how long do you think that this is going to last? Like this whole
I
scenario.
don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be quite some time, because you could see that when the infection rate goes down, right? And then we tend to relax a little bit on the regulation and things like that. And people say, okay, then let's go out and mingle around and gather in groups and things like that. And suddenly, you get infected again. And then the other wave come along because of one mistake or because of something that we are not prudent, right? And we got infected, right? Or somebody traveled outside and came back and missed the check, right?
Yes.
And that's it.
It's highly possible. It's highly possible.
Yeah, it's highly possible. So in Singapore, I think the government is very careful, on when to open up and how much they are going to open up. I just read the news this evening that starting 10 of August, that means sometime next week. 10 of August, those who are fully vaccinated, right, can actually dine together outside your home. That means you can dine in a restaurant, maximum of 5 people. Only everyone is fully vaccinated. So for those of the friends who are not vaccinated, then we cannot meet up. We cannot meet up because you cannot meet up to go to the restaurant and have some food and have some fun.
Yeah. So the trick about here is even Malaysia, right? I think our PM just announced and say that they will loosen up as long as you're vaccinated. So they will loosen out the SOP, basically, if let's say you're vaccinated. So I will assume, okay, there will be recovery. Well, I think waves are coming. Different waves are still coming. So, well, we'll just see what's going to happen. But today, let's talk about the topics today. Okay, how many of you have difficulty asking people to close the sales? I just want to check if let's say there's anyone. Just post me a yes. If let's say you have experience like trying to get your customer to just sign on to the thing. Okay, aside from like what products you are selling. So we always say that you always need to like find out what is your niche, what is your USP about the products, right? If you've already done all of them, what's left, Tian Teck? Is it because that you present or you actually talk in a way that doesn't invite them to say a yes? Sometimes it's just a little mistake. Seriously.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I guess to me it's like depending on what you are trying to get at, right? And also the way you persuade the buyer, the way you persuade, the words that you use, the language that you use. I think it has something to do with, at the end of the day, will they buy with you, right? I think when people buy things, they sometimes buy with emotion, right? Or rather, most of the time they buy with emotion, right?
Yes.
Of course, there are times that they buy with logic. When they buy with logic and then saying, I have to do research first before I buy and things like that. But a lot of time,
I think they're always buy with emotions.
they buy with emotion. So you got to like kind of make them like you, right? Make them like you. And when they like you, the chances of them saying yes is higher, right?
Yes.
Than when you start off at the wrong foot, right?
Okay.
And you actually insulted them and you make them very uncomfortable. And then whatever you say after that, I think the answer is no lah.
I want to ask back a question. What is the last, like 100? Okay, what is the last thing that you bought more than $100? Let alone the grocery bills or whatsoever. Like it's a one-off purchase. What did you buy? That is more
You
than
asking
100.
me?
Yeah.
Or you're asking everybody else?
Well, everybody else is the same. I mean, what is the most recent purchase that you have? It's more than $100. Okay, if it's in Malaysia, right, it has to be like $100, not $100. I mean, not 100 ringgit Malaysia, but for you, it's like $100. For me, it's like 420 ringgit, right?
Okay.
Maybe I have to up your guys a bit, like $200. Things that you spend $200 on, like on the most recent one.
Okay. Last week I bought something from Amazon. Okay. And it cost me slightly more than 200 Sing, 200 Sing, not 200 US, 200 Sing.
So it's more than $100 as well.
Yeah. 100.
Okay.
Yes. It was a camera. It was a camera, and I needed a camera for online classes. I needed a camera for online classes, and so I bought an extra camera because I needed an extra one. Right? And so I was doing some research. I looked at this offer, the brand, and I thought this was something good that I need, that I can live with, that I can afford. And so actually I thought quite a long while before I pressed the buy button.
So what in the end made you like press the right button? I mean press the buy button.
What in the end made me? Okay. I wanted the function that the camera has where other cameras do not have. Right?
Is that a feeling?
I wanted.
Is it sort of like a feeling? Like you finally wanted to like press yes, like click it. Like is it a feeling that you're getting? Or
for this purchase is not the feeling. For this purchase is logic. Right? For this purchase is logic, yeah. For this purchase is logic.
All right. Yeah. So I think we want to. I want to just share a little bit for the audience, lah. Okay, just in case today you are crafting something that you want to sell to your customer. Okay, so for example, I want to sell this. Okay, like a Starbucks cards, right? Okay, I have this Starbucks cards. I don't know why it's on my table. So it was like, okay, I want to sell it to like $100 for somebody. So I would actually try to think. Okay, just like how just now, right? When I asked Tian Teck, right? So like, what is your psychology behind it? And I think I noticed that they were saying, okay, I wanted this function. So it was like a one feeling. And then after that, I researched about it. So he actually went to the analytical thoughts and think about why they want it. And then after that, then only he made the purchase, right? So there's this trick that we always do with our customers is we want to plan out like what sort of things that we want to let them experience before they make the purchase. So sometimes it's something that they listen to, like Tian Teck, maybe you have your students telling you that your camera is not working very well, right? Then then you will try to imagine that, oh, there's a student commenting something like that, and we actually say it in our we sort of like crafted it lah. Okay, to be very frank, we crafted it in a way that eventually that plays out in your mind, and you will say, okay, let's do the purchase, right? It's like most of the time it's that situation. And do you, I know that Tian Teck, you have this very magical steps, right, to actually lay it out in your presentation so that we're dropping those hints that whereas towards the end, right, they're going to say a yes, right? And many people didn't know that there's this such power. I'm not sure whether the audience, like, hey audience, you guys, like, you're around, then have you ever think about the recent purchase, or have you like attended any, I don't know, presentation or pitch by anyone? Like even there's like a VC pitch or angel pitch, right? And you just realize that, wow, I just need to get it. I think it's such a amazing product, even though the money is not coming from you. Like, if you look at like Shark Tank or whatsoever, some people, they just present in a way like, I think this is a yes, I think this is a yes. And actually they plan it out, right? Tian Teck?
Yeah, I think a lot of time, when you want people to buy something, of course you need to like kind of plan out certain sequence of what you need to do before you actually offer the product, right? And one of the things that happen is like kind of like pre-sale kind of thing. Before you even sell them, you have to tell them why they need this, why is it so good, and every option you give them will lead to a yes answer, right? There's no option that you give them they will say no one, right? So all the options that you lead them will most likely they will lead to the yes answer, right? It's the same for presentation, right? And if you kind of want to present something on the slide, right, you also will plan the slide accordingly, and every slide that you show them will lead to a yes at the end, right?
To be very frank, not many people plan that. Let me just point it out, because I have employees presenting, okay? And what happens is, right, I just know that they never plan it. Like, they're just planning for disaster most of the time. You know why? Because I know that if let's say they were to present like a proposal, like let's say like a cost saving proposal or like a budgetary proposal, most of the time I know that this is going to end up a disaster because they never plan it well. Because why? I find that they took a template and then they just fill out whatever that they can in their mind, and that's it. You see, I mean, most of the time employees does that. I'm not sure about some people, that many people doesn't plan with the end in mind.
Yeah,
that's what I
guess
felt.
a lot of time also presentation fail, right? So if you tend to show things on the slide and you want to show the benefit or certain option that you want to present out, for people to say yes, right? A lot of time fail because many presenter thinks that, okay, if I provide a lot of options and a lot of details, a lot of information on the slide, right, then it will be good, right? It will be good because I am giving you so much information, right? And with all the information, you should at the end say yes, right? But not knowing that with a lot of information, then the choice for them to make is also more difficult, correct or not? Yeah, correct. Because then they get to go and digest so much information, and at the end of the day, then they was thinking, should I buy or not?
Should I come back to you later
really
after I do some research?
Yeah, I really haven't understood, the 2 points that you were talking about, correct or not? Then I say, let me go back and think about it, right? And then they come back, right?
Very likely, yes.
And so that's why a lot of time it fails. So one of the things that we all need to do, when we prepare for all these things, is to try not to complicate things, right? Try to make things simple, right? You want to show something, show it clearly, right? And then and don't give them too many options, right? You got
I
option
agree with
1,
you.
2, 3, and all the 3 options will lead to yes one, right? Let me just maybe share something with everyone, right? So we all talk about this thing called impact. I'm going to shift myself a little bit further away, right?
Yeah, don't give
Where am
them
I?
too
Okay,
many
here.
options.
Okay. And so when we build our slides, right? Because I specialize in presentation, right? On high impact slides. So this is one of the things that I always tell people: when you want to show information on visual on slide, you have to show it with impact, because with impact, people will then be excited. So impact will lead to something called excitement, right? Excitement. So when your audience or your buyer is excited, right, then of course they will agree with you everything, right? First you want to make them excited, and then you'll get their agreement. And once they already agree, that means they are agreeable what the things that you share with them, with the benefit that you have talked and told them about. And once they agree, the next thing that is magical is what? Is that I want. Correct?
Correct.
Is that I want.
Let me think. Let me think.
Thinking process, right? There's a process that you want to walk through every time you want to close a sale, right? First, you want to create an impact. Once you have impact, people believe you, correct or not? People trust you, people are happy with you because you give them something interesting. Then they become excited already. Excitement leads to agreement. Agreement leads to sale. Leads to something that you say, oh, I want.
Let's do a solid example. Why not?
Okay.
I'm not sure whether we can come out examples immediately, but let's give everybody an example. What are the things that I want to present recently that I want to give an impact? I was just thinking about cars just now. Basically, it's like, if let's say
How about your product? What about your product? Do you have a product in your business that
I want people to say yes, right?
Yes, that you want people to say yes, that you want to present with impact, right?
Okay. So if let's say we're to think about it, it will be recently there was this huge, very, very technical. I'm not sure whether the audience can understand this or not, but I put it very, very simply. It's a mold, okay? It's a mold. So what is a mold? Mold means it makes multiple things of products, the similar things, right? So it's very, very expensive. It's literally $500,000. It's literally $500,000.
$500,000 a mold, okay.
Yeah, so it's a combination of a few molds, right? And it's a $500,000 project. So, but if they invest, they will be the first person in Malaysia who own the product locally, right? So this is the impact that I wanted to share to them, meaning to say that it excites them because they're the first person who owns this product. Then they can become the pioneer in the industry where they have the what we call the in Cantonese we call it the tao tam kong, tao tam tao. I'm not sure whether you all know what is it. Means the first scoop of the soup. In Malaysia.
Oh, I see. Okay, first scoop of that means
the soup.
Okay, the early bird kind of thing, right?
The early bird kind of thing.
Early bird,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Yes, because if they invest, they will be the first one, and they can sell at a premium, right? They can sell at a premium because no one else has it, and they are going to have a better pricing compared to other people because it's a very, very big tool, big mold, and the product is very, very huge. So nobody can compete with them by just flying in that part. You see, in terms of costing wise, they definitely win. The thing is, the impact that we need to show is now I want to ask Tian Teck, what sort of impact am I giving them, right? I mean, I would just tell them basically.
Okay, go ahead. Finish out your sentence first.
Yeah, so I tell them that they are going to be the pioneer by investing in this project, which is $500,000. It's seriously $500,000, right? The impact is they are going to be the first pioneer where they're going to have the most profit margins, and they're going to be the lowest and the cheapest in the region, right? This is the impact that I wanted to show them. Does it excite them? I think so. I don't know.
I think if they are in the business and they are with the same frequency as you, right? Because, you know, the mole, actually, normal people will not consider a mole, will not consider buying a mole because why do I want
Yeah,
a
I'm a very
mole?
technical person.
Right? Why do I want a mole? So unless you are in that business in manufacturing,
Yeah.
a product, you would want that mole that you would say, okay, because I'm the first one in this region or in this country to have it, right? Then I can conquer the market, right? Because the market is new, right? And there are
Yeah.
a lot of competitors building the product. But if I have the mole and I'm able to do wonders with it, even though it cost me $500,000, but if I have the money, I will spend it. I will invest on it because I can see the future, right? I can
Yeah.
feel the future profits coming in, the revenue coming in because I'm the first and nobody else can compete with me because I can give a better price, a lot better price in the marketplace, and people will definitely buy my product. Right? And I guess if you do it that way, then there is impact, right? To them, they say, wow, okay, I think that makes sense. I have impact. Then I'm excited, right? When I'm excited, then okay, let's talk on the price, right? Because now they agree already, right? They agree that they want that product because it does give them the ultimate benefit. And
Yeah.
then after that, it will lead them to, okay, I want, right? I want it kind of thing. Yeah.
I sort of like amazed with how you dissect this thing. Like impact,
You mean what? This
then creates.
diagram. Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because I have never thought of this like in a because we do it so naturally, but we never dissect them. Like we never thought in
Mhm.
that way or in that mind space. Like impact leads to excitement, then excitement leads to agreement, and then agreement leads to one, right? I mean,
Yes.
if let's say we can plan it out, if anyone wants to go on like a pitch, right? Like we'll definitely like hit on like what's the impact to you. Right, Tian Teck, like why do you buy the camera? What sort of impact does it give to you?
Okay. That's a good question. That's a good question, right? The camera itself is, to me, I think it's quite a unique camera, right? Is I've read the reviews, some of them are good, some of the reviews are good, some of the review actually are bad because it's not a well-known company and maybe the support that they give are actually no good, right? But there are a few things in camera that I wanted because it is, first thing is small and it only is very simple. It only do two things, right? And that's the only two things that I need.
It's not a GoPro, right?
No, it's not a GoPro. No, it's not a GoPro. Yeah, it's something like
What
it's
are the
like a,
two things that you want? What is the
I
two
wanted
things?
HDMI output from the camera. Okay, that's number one. It's very technical, if you know what
Yeah,
is
it
HDMI
is.
output, right?
I know, but it's really, really. I mean, why would you want
Okay,
a HDMI
okay.
camera
And I
output?
wanted a USB output together as well. And that camera is one that gave me both. Okay, okay. I could jolly well go and buy
Ah,
a Logitech webcam, right? A
right. And
Logitech
it gives you a
webcam with,
USB output, lah, right?
yeah, and I plug into my computer. But that's the
Correct.
only one. But I cannot have HDMI, right? So I was figuring out how to convert USB to HDMI, but I can't. You know, the device to
Right.
convert USB to HDMI is about $500. Okay, and then I said, no way, I'm going to buy that converter to just to convert that, right? And I found this camera with HDMI output as well as USB output, so I can connect to my computer, and I can also connect to my device that allows me to point my camera from the top down to my desk, so that when I can do drawing for my classes.
Ah, now I know.
Okay, right, and that's why that camera excites me, right? It excites me, and of course I know that there are some flaws in it. There are some reviews that are not very good, right? But as I do my research, I was trying to justify for myself, right?
Exactly.
That that
The
it is a good
customer,
camera, right? Right? So
right?
I'm trying to look more, read about more research, more reviews that says it's good, kind of thing.
Okay, this is a psychology. A lot of times, right, people will think that I need to persuade Tian Teck to buy the camera. But at the end of the day, if you notice a lot of how the mind works to say a yes, it's actually you yourself persuading yourself that you need it. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, a
correct,
lot of
correct.
times, right? Like, instead of you listening, me talking, maybe I can ask you two questions that elicits you and says that, oh, okay, I probably need this, right? So maybe I'll ask you, Tian Teck, have you get this kind of conveniency in one device before? Then you're like, yeah, I have not get this kind of options before, right? And then, well, then I'll leave it to you and up to you to think about it, right? So these are the, we don't really have to say, Tian Teck, please buy this thing. This is so good, right? But a lot of times that you yourself are persuading yourself and say that I need this. And the end in mind of a presentation or even a sales pitching, even to face on the phone, or even like writing an article, right? You want people to get connected that way. Like
Yep.
you going to self-talk yourself to make the purchase.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of time, like you say, you know, most of the time is in emotion, right? Most of the time is like you try to psycho yourself to say this is a good thing. Right? And the whole thing about trying to sell something, right? Trying to sell something is that if the buyer comes to you, for example, if you're staying in the car showroom, right? If somebody walk in the showroom to look at the car, that means they have an intention to buy, right? They have read about it, they have thought about it before they walk into the showroom. It's the same thing, you know. If you are doing a webinar and you invite people out there, hey, come attend my webinar, right? They know that you're trying to sell them something, right? They know what is it all about. Right? The reason why they decide to sign up is that they say, okay, I have an intention to maybe buy if it does convince me. Right?
And we have a Facebook user. You have to allow StreamYard so that I can see who you are, because I don't know who you are. So I have to call you Facebook user. Enabling an ability. Yeah, I think it's a feature of by you wanting to enable someone. So like giving you a superpower once you make a purchase. I want to be able to AAA or BBB when I buy this. Well, okay, I just want to tell you something. And I think he or she add on, I want to be able to draw a live online class when I do this. So I want to buy this. Okay. I just realized that yesterday I bought something. Okay. I almost forgot about it, because right now the online space is like you just swipe your card. So you don't really know what I purchased. I purchased a very expensive toothpaste. And I just realized now that I'm talking, I just bought $125 toothpaste, like RM.
Why is it so expensive?
How much is
or maybe it's because the one that is breath, take away your bad breath, is it?
Well, I won't want to have that feature because I won't be meeting anyone anyway. But I actually wanted the whitening feature. He was like really demonstrating this whitening feature. I was trying to look for my calculator. It was like freaking $30 toothpaste, right? Somebody say what?
Okay.
It's 125 ringgit toothpaste. I just swiped the card, and I was so attempt to it because, you know, of my past experience trying to like do teeth whitening, and I really don't like to go to the dentist. I'm so sorry. You know, I have a BNI member that is a dentist. I was like, I don't want to visit the dentist. But there was this teeth whitening, and in there, he showed me so much showcases that, you know, that the white teeth, you know, you went, yeah, exactly. You know, I want to have my teeth shine like Lee Min Ho and I smile. So I was like, okay, watching a lot of Korean drama, and the teeth were like super white. And do you realize that in US they were super cautious or conscious about their teeth? Like they have like super straight and white teeth. I think because of they have the healthcare or something like that. And and the purchase thinking was just by minutes. And I just made like and now only I realized that shucks, you know, a toothpaste probably costs like 12 ringgit in Malaysia, and I'm buying like 125 ringgit toothpaste.
So you are buying something special, right? You are buying something that is that serve a specific purpose, right? Yeah. Generally, the 12 ringgit one is serve a general purpose, right? Just for you to brush your teeth, right? But this one itself, as you brush your teeth, it will still also whiten your teeth, and that's why you pay for the special feature in the toothpaste that
I think
allows you
I
to have whiter teeth, right?
yeah, but okay, the thing is, the testimonial is okay. I don't know, it may be like a clickbaity kind of thing or whatsoever, but the testimonial is like everybody get to whiten their teeth without like going to the dentist. So this is like one point that it actually caught me a lot. And I have this feeling that it's going to be like I have this feeling that it's a feeling, okay? It's not confirmed, okay? It's a feeling that it's like I'm probably gonna get this result in 2 weeks' time. I have this feeling. It doesn't say that you're gonna get the results in 2 weeks' time, but I have this feeling that it's going to get this result in probably less than a week or 2 weeks' time. So I was really looking for like fast action pack, and like my teeth whitening, and there's one thing that he hit me a lot was because I drink a lot of coffee. So it says that it removes like coffee stains. So I was like, okay, that's me, and that's the thing that
Okay,
yeah, Facebook user was saying, okay, if I spend 12 RM12, I shine like darky. If I spend 100 plus, I shine like Li Minho. Yeah. So there is a psychology behind I make the purchase for sure. Before I hit the buy button, there was a series of like internal talking, right? I think we know, like everybody before you buy, there is this internal talking like, should I get it? No. Okay. It's freaking expensive. No. I didn't even think that it's expensive because I was so focused on like trying to get my teeth white. And Prince is saying like next time can find for me. I sell whitening toothpaste.
okay. So one of the things that we all learn, in marketing or in sales is that you want to touch on people's pain point, right? Right. And one of the things that the testimonial did was touch on your pain point because you don't like to go to the dentist, right? Every time you think about going to the dentist, you fear, right? And since you want to have your teeth whitened and you don't want to go to the dentist, this is the solution.
Exactly.
And it's a 120 ringgit solution.
Okay, trust me, I have buy something even more expensive. And it doesn't work out. So it's like I never learned from lessons. So I was so into this, and I actually bought another product. And that was like even more expensive. That's really, really more than $100. A product that's more than $100. So it was like a teeth whitening kit. So it's like you have to wear it, and it's supposed to whiten your teeth. So there was like this UV light or treating kind of thing that you put on it. I probably use it once.
Okay, so now I know. Now we all know that you are into teeth whitening, right? And so
Yes.
Anything that is going to be teeth whitening, I'm going to sell it to you.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say you were to hit on me, I mean, so if let's say anyone wants to sell anything, they have to really hit on why those people make the purchase, right? Why people want to make the purchase. That there must be a very, very, especially people in FMCGs. I mean, just now mine is like probably a very crappy example in the B2B space. But if this is the FMCGs, well, they are selling so much online, and they have already hit the right pain point where they are trying to tell you on the Facebook page, right? It wasn't even a video. It's just like testimonials, and then they show you like showcase how the white from before and after, the before and after photos. And that's it. And they have even like more higher options, like you can actually buy like the other, products, the byproducts together. But I was like, so I was like telling myself, okay, you've spent before like $100 like RM, and no, $100 last time to buy the teeth whitening kit. So it doesn't work. So right now, maybe you should resort with toothpaste. And maybe it works. I'm not sure.
So I think the thinking behind this is that the previous time you got burned, right? The previous time you got burned because your goal is still you want to have teeth whitening, right? Because you always want to have teeth whitening, right? The previous time you bought a product that cost you more, right? And it's more difficult to use because you need to like put the brace in and wait
Yeah, I
for a
have to
while and
wait.
things like that.
Yeah.
And then you find
Yeah.
that, oh, that's very troublesome. And then suddenly right now you get a product that say, hey, I just need to brush my teeth, right? And it's still cheaper. It's
Exactly.
cheaper than the previous one.
So I was right now I'm really thinking that he's probably using a Facebook ad to track that I have actually liked another product before, and he used that to influence me to buy the toothpaste. You get what I mean? It's like so there's
Okay.
this thing that you guys can do. I mean, I'm not sure whether you are aware. Like I can actually go and search for my users who actually like my competitors. And then I can actually bait them, the users who like my competitors, to come over here with a different message. Like, why do you bother using that that braces, and you should just use toothpaste, right? And Facebook users like to hit on the impulse purchase decision. Yes, Samantha wants to smile and show off her white teeth to the lens side the next time she meets him. Yeah, and this $100 claims to be able to do that. I mean, well, everyone wants to have a white teeth, lah, basically, right? Gargles of
I
white
guess so. It's
Dulux
true.
better bond. Some people say Clorox. Okay, that one is like seaside
That doesn't work.
already.
That one.
Okay?
That one, everything will be white. Even your tongue will turn white.
Yeah. So basically you can see just like what you were trying to say something about it. Just like you
Which
were
one,
saying.
me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I've
You're
forgotten
too excited
what I
already.
wanted to say, but it's along the line of your toothpaste kind of thing, the whitening thing, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
really crazy lah. I just come to think of it. Why do I buy such an expensive? If the product better work, right? If it doesn't, right, I'm gonna like go on to it and like make a big hoo-ha of it.
I guess today in today, because of the internet business has actually increased a lot because of the pandemic, right? We cannot go outside and buy things, and so we have a lot of time at home. And then on top of that lockdown, right? There are a few things that we all do, right? Either we sleep, we watch Netflix, or we shop, correct? And a lot of us will do finger shopping, right? And then you go to a mobile phone, look through. And sometimes I also do that very often because I enjoy it. I spend hours looking through the shopping site, right? And look for me, it's usually like electronic stuff, right?
Gadgets. Yeah,
Gadgets,
I know.
computer stuff,
Microphone.
and stuff like that. Yeah. And stuff. And of course, sometimes I find that, oh, this is interesting. It's a new product. Although I already have it, do I really want it? Do I really want it? And sometimes I think, oh, maybe I still want it. Kind of thing. And then after you have bought it, then you find that, why did I buy it? It's just sitting down there because I'm not going to use it. Right?
Exactly.
Why did I buy it? Right. And a lot of times, I think today we actually buy things that we don't need. Right. Yeah.
So I think one of the Facebook users is saying is correct, to hit on the impulse.
Yes. And one of the things that give you impulse is that the product seems nice on the internet, right? And you never really go and research well because the price is half. Okay, you know the price. Wow, this brand, right? And then you see a lot of advertisement, a lot of site selling half the price.
Correct.
And then when you start to buy the product, after you swipe and you buy the product, and you say, "Oh my God, how can such a branded product be half the price?" It's not possible. Right? So when the product actually comes in, it's a look-alike. Right? It's a look-alike.
We've done this a lot of times.
It's a look-alike, and it doesn't has all the function that you thought it would have.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
The design is the same, the outlook is the same, but the inside doesn't have all the things.
So I think this Facebook user, I was just trying to guess who is it, but it was like fine print. Picture is only for illustration purpose only. which sometimes we did, right? A lot of like Amazon websites or even like Lazada, you know, and they really did put this. So I was like thinking maybe he is a marketeer or a Facebook marketeer.
So nowadays I become a bit smarter, right? I become a bit smarter because, okay, let's say I want to buy this microphone, right? A branded microphone that I know it costs something like maybe $50. Right? And I saw a few sites that says $10. Right? And I said, but I need the microphone, right? I need the microphone and I'm going to buy it.
Right.
So which one should I choose? The $10 or the $50? Because it looks the same. Right. But then nowadays I will choose the $50. Because
Seriously?
I know the $10 can never be true. Yes.
Okay. I think this is a lot more about like education as well and establishing the branding eventually. I mean, how many times can you clickbait people, right? I mean, one time purchase, if it's not good, then probably people will just leave. And you have to understand the long tail of a customer experience, right? If let's say many people didn't know that, you know, I just want to do it like one off. But the thing is, you have already spent so much Facebook ads or probably so much, you know, ads money to just, you know, do a clickbait and you cannot service them for long, then it's of no use. Of course, I have seen products that, you know, in the first place, I find that it's very good. And then after that, you continuously buy their, especially like toothpaste, especially like shampoos. So now you know what I buy online, right? So what happens is like there's a continuous usage of it. If it's really good, people will come back, right? You can sell it very expensive. It's really good. Yeah, eventually people will continue the purchase. So let's say if you're a product owner, if you're somebody, you want to sell a product, whether it's a service, a product, a B2B, or even a B2C, you know, you really have to think about what customers is experiencing. Of course, getting people to say a yes probably is the first step, you know, like the purchase. But there is like a whole long chain of the after, like the fulfillment and the delivery, right? And I think it's still, of course, like this one up, you have to do a disclaimer and say, you know, these are the things that you need to follow up for a business. I mean, we can get as far as getting clickbaiting people to come and say yes, right? But eventually, you know, the business is a long tail. For me, it's really a long tail, and it's a continuous refinement of how you want to say that message out. And like in presentation, it's the same thing, right? You don't want to over excite people as well, right? Like to give like the
definitely you don't want to give people false hope, right? You don't want to like project a wrong impression, right? Although you want to say everything must be high impact, but you cannot have high impact things that are not true, right?
Correct.
Things that are not true. And if you're running this as a business, you want your customers to come back over and over again, right? You want your customer to rave about the service, the product that you have fulfilled to them, right? A lot of time, if you think about, just a one-off thing, it doesn't matter. Let me scam the customer, right? And have it high impact, and then they pay already, and then I run away. You know, after I fulfill one that is a service that is not good, and you don't want to do that.
Usually happens to the people who ask you to like buy the gold plan, you know, or the
gold plan, right?
they call it the Russian scams basically. So they are basically hit for one off. So you can sort of like tell. Oh, by the way, I have a question for you. I remember very long time ago you did mention in your presentation, we're not supposed to end with a Q&A.
Okay. Okay, that is, I'm glad you remembered that. Right. That is one of the things that I see many people do, you know, during, when I watch presentation and things like that, people present.
I still do that
the last slide, the final slide is always a thank you, a Q&A, or sometimes the end, right? And I tell people, the people that I coach and say, why do you put such things there? You know, the ending slide shouldn't be a thank you slide. The ending slide should be a lasting impression slide, right? What is it that you want your audience to take away? Right? Because at the end of your presentation, your last slide always shown, on the screen, right? It's always there while you are answering questions from your clients, from your customers, from people that you present to, right? And sometimes you stay back for like how many? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? 10 to 15 minutes answering questions.
Questions, yes.
And what do the people see?
Thank you.
On the slide. For 15 minutes, they keep on seeing thank you or the
Or
end or
Q&A.
Q&A. Right. So I tell people that, in that case, the next time you ask them, what was the last thing that you remember seeing in my presentation? What was that? Thank you. The end. So that's not good, you see. And the other thing, if you take it in a different perspective, is that, how much would it cost you to put a 10 minutes advertisement on television? It's very expensive, right? The last slide is also a very expensive slide. Yeah. You don't want to show it, thank you. If you got nothing to show, put your company logo there, right? For branding.
And people usually put like context, right?
Context are
but the
still
thing
okay,
is,
right?
context is like so boring, right? Because
it's
like
kind
you
of
said,
boring, yes.
Yeah, I do agree. Lasting impressions. Is it the last thing that you want to influence them? The excitement, maybe.
That's right. So if you are presenting a product, your last slide should be the picture of the product you want them to buy, right? A photo of the product you want them to buy from you finally, right? Creating that lasting impression, right? While you are answering, where you stay back and answer their questions about why the product will benefit them, right? They might have questions like, why is it? Why do you create this product? How does it benefit in this area and things like that? While you are talking about that, you want to show the product picture, on your slide, correct? Because that creates a lasting impression that always stick to their mind. That product I saw is very beautiful. That's what Apple always do.
That's why what I'm about to ask you. So Tian Teck, just to tell you guys, like Tian Teck actually came before in my show, on my Facebook show, and we were actually talking about Steve Jobs presentation. So if let's say you're interested in that, do check out my page. Or even Tian Teck page. I think Tian Teck page also has I'm not sure whether you have put it out in presentation.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
yes.
also Tian Teck has a YouTube channel who actually does share that portion where we're talking about like Steve Jobs presentation, how amazingly right now, I mean, he's still a legacy in presentation, right? And I'm just about to ask you, is that what Steve Jobs put in their last slides?
Actually, in Steve Jobs' case, usually when they end a presentation, they end with a bang, right? A lot of time they end in live presentation. A lot of time he would end with somebody playing some music, singing a song, and things like that. And usually is entertainment at the end, right? At the end.
Interesting.
Okay. And because he has already shown all his new products on the slide, right? The last part of presentation is that he get a very famous band or an upcoming band or a new song that the band has created come on stage to sing, to play the music and things, to entertain the crowd, right? And then after that, that is not the final thing. The last part is that he will channel all the people in the room to the demonstration hall, right? Where he has all the new products there that you can touch. Yeah, it might not be on sale yet. You can pre-order, you can touch, you can play with it, right?
That's the key. It's not on sales, and you want it.
Yes,
you see,
correct. Right.
They wouldn't sell on that day. That's just one big trick that Steve Jobs always does, is the pre-sale. Like, remember last time we were talking so much about it, like the pre-sale, right? He wants to give you that feeling that you have to have it. The one.
Yeah, right.
That one, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. After listening to this, in this enjoyable music, I was giving shown and then I was like touching it, I was actually touching my little snowball. So I was like touching it, and then you wanted it, right? And this is It's crafted. Many people think that, oh, this is just her habit or his habit. It's actually crafting a part of a customer journey to wanting to have your product. You know, like
Yeah, correct.
the see, the listen, the music, you know, the visual that you
And then,
see, and the
and
touch.
then the touch.
Yeah, and then the touch.
Yeah.
So he
I think
actually
the touch,
activated all 5 senses of yours, you know. And left the smell lah,
yeah,
of course, right?
right. No, you can also smell when you touch, you can smell the new product, right?
Exactly.
Right. Right. And I think the touch is a very powerful thing. You know, when you can feel the product,
Mm,
it actually trigger
correct.
your very high
Senses.
want, right?
Correct.
Very high sensitivity, and you really want it because you see that it's so wonderful, right?
Especially like people like me, I'm a very touchy-feely person. So I have to touch something. So you can actually notice somebody lah. So that's one trick also. Let's say your spouse, it's a very you
Mm.
know that he's very touchy feely, right? It's a very high kinesthetic person. Is you notice when he go out, you know, when he or she goes out, he tends to touch every single thing. Fruits want to hold lah, you know, go to
Yeah,
like the
correct.
shopping mall, right? You see like cloth and all those. He wants to like touch it. That is a very,
Mm-hmm.
very high indication that this person is very touchy-feely. So if let's say you want to influence this person to purchase something, you will have to use the touchy-feely word. Like feel it, you know.
Right. Really
you
look at
do
it,
you
it's so nice, right? Look at the
yeah.
color, it's white
Do
color.
you
Look at color,
feel
it's
like you want to
black.
buy it? Do you feel like you want to buy it?
Yeah.
And very likely he's gonna make the purchase. So this is part of like psychology, sales psychology, lah, basically. Yeah, and it works. It works big time. And yeah, so yeah, we're almost like towards the end of our
Right
show.
towards the end of the show, yes, correct. So
Yeah, we always like
so
tend
let me put
to
back this slide.
wow to yes, right. Selling the experience. Yeah, Prince, that this is very true. It's really selling the experience. And many business owners are getting very stuck with why people is not buying my product, you know, why people are not getting this. If let's say I want people to have that, you have to craft the experience of how your, you know, your user have it, and continuously tap on that inner sense. And even though I don't know who you are, Facebook user is still saying, trigger the impulse. Yeah, the impulse is most of the time the bigger hit, the inner demon. Even if it doesn't strike you, it may trigger your poisonous friend that will end up psychoing you to buy the
Yeah.
hello
And
impulse.
yeah, I think a lot of time is true, right? A lot of time is true. And sometimes you think that you have not made the decision and you are undecisive on things like that. And if you have a friend beside you and say, hey, I think this is good, why don't you
You
just
should
buy
get
it,
it.
Why and tell me whether it's good or not.
Yeah, buy lah, buy already. You tell me whether it's good or not. And pre-sale is just to push the stage earlier before the product arrives, save cost of inventory keeping. And I truly believe that the pre-sales, okay, many people knows, I'm not sure you guys know it or not, but actually the pre-sales, pre-launch, pre-book, it's a very, very successful strategy to a lot of people. I'm not sure whether you know Dato Rizaman in Malaysia. So Dato Rizaman is a person who does fashion designs, and he always does pre-sales. He always does pre-sales, and they always does pre-book. And it's so crazy. His pre-sales finishes within 40 minutes. His purchase. 40 minutes. He does a very long pre-sales. Meaning to say a month before the thing comes out, he will start showing on Instagram on the handbags, you know. She'll start doing a lot of like a lot of ads, you know, a lot of funny stuff along the handbags. And the pre-sale was only 40 minutes is so off most of the time. And recently he converted himself to like selling bowls and plates. Okay, bowls and plates that has this Rizalman logo on it. It's also the same thing. Sold
So
within like 25 and 30 minutes before, right after, and people was like rushing, please, Dato Rizaman, I want this, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And
I
I
guess if
always
you
think the visa
want,
is very important. Yeah.
yeah, I guess you want to get to that stage, you have to have a name, lah, right? You have to first be a little bit famous. People know you, right?
Mm.
People know you, and people like your design, like the things that you have created, right?
Yeah.
And again, the other thing is that your followers, lah. You must have a following that is very loyal to the kind of product that you build, right? And
Yeah.
so in that case, anything that you come out with, people will buy, lah.
Correct.
It's just like a cult kind of thing, right? It's like a cult.
Yeah, I think he's already towards a cult culture. Seriously, because I mean, to for you to go to that extent, it's a very long journey. For you to create a cult culture is not easy. I mean, just like Steve Jobs, like it's a cult culture, right? I mean,
Yeah.
nobody so frantically follow a brand so much. Like after Steve Jobs, what's that? What's next? I have Tesla car, maybe. Do you think so?
Tesla, yeah, maybe Tesla. Yeah, now
I-
I don't know whether it's a cult yet or not, but I think a lot of people kind of like the way the car is being built and designed, or maybe because it is like the tomorrow kind of the future car, right?
Yeah,
Because it
but
doesn't
he's
run
not
on
the best
petrol,
EV
right?
car, right? He's not the best EV car, right? He's not the best car, right? But there are other companies who did a better EV cars. But it's just that he's so famous, and he's like shouting about it, and he gets so many Instagrammer. Can you imagine, right? Those technology company getting Instagrammer to like Instagram, like getting like artists to like show off their cars. Like there's like those famous people like I want to get a Tesla, that and you've seen like in US, like people were like trying to make a big thing out of Tesla cars, and it becomes a brand, right? But if you, let's say, you do the review or research about EV cars, I don't think Tesla is the best EV cars. But it's just famous that if I were to get a car like that, it's gonna be Tesla. Yeah.
So it's kind of again brand, right? It's kind of brand association, right? In other words, right? You want to be associated with driving a Tesla. Yeah, correct. You don't want to
Sounds
be
cool, right?
associated with driving a Toyota EV.
EV car.
EV car, right? You want to be right, and things like that. Correct.
So I always think that Elon Musk. Okay, that day I was really having an argument with like my husband about like whether Elon Musk is a technologist or a scientist. I just find that he's a real marketer. I mean, he markets a lot of things very well, right? Even going to space, right?
I guess a lot of successful brand owners, they are marketeers, right? Right. You take a look at Steve Jobs. The Apple products, the iPhones, all that. Yeah, it's Steve Jobs' creation, but actually it's not. He's just marketing it, right? He has designers out there to. He just have this thought and say, hey, we want to create something like that. Can you go figure out? Right? Yeah, and somebody, his engineer, will go figure out, right? And then say, okay, I think we can make this work, right? And then after that, okay, let's see how we can market it, right? Let's see how we can sell something that people did not think that they need at the moment.
This is
correct.
very
And then
deep.
we are going to tell them that they need this.
Okay, this is something, right? I can tell you, right, until today. So I'm a product designer, so I create products, but I have not. It's so tough to create a product and tell the world that you need this. It's very, very tough, and basically he did it. It's like you creating something. Many people will say. So Facebook is still with the teeth whitening kit, 1,000 teeth whitening kit, $1,000. I probably want to visit the dentist to augment my teeth. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't know. but seriously, I mean, creating a product that you needed, it's not easy because you are changing the way of expenditure. But those people who get it successful, it's going to be really, really. I mean, it's bombastic, basically, right? Yeah.
And I guess that, there are a lot of inventors and marketers out there who actually have made that successful, right? Has made the product
Yeah. I
successful
mean,
and
Shark
telling people that,
Tank,
yeah, you need
correct.
it, correct? You need it,
Kickstarter.
yeah.
So
And
because
what
I
all
was
that,
like
right?
a lot of times on Kickstarter, you wouldn't imagine what are the things that I wanted to buy.
There are actually quite a lot of bizarre stuff out there that it's like conceptually is okay, it looks interesting, but after you buy the product and you find that I think this one, yeah, I mean it looks good, it's at the surface, but it doesn't function that well, you see. You get what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. I mean,
and
um,
I've got products like that, yeah.
yeah. The first Kickstarter product that I nearly, supported, which I didn't because it was really freaking expensive. It was selling in euro. It was like a 3-in-1 bag. Can you imagine a 3-in-1 bag that
I
was
think I
selling
bought
like
that bag too. I bought that bag too. It's a
was it?
Fugu bag, right? Is it something like that? The brand? Right. It's a
It's
bag
a
that you can transform from a
yeah. It's from a traveler bag to a backpack, and
to
to
a
a
backpack,
brief
and then to
to a
a
suitcase.
cabin bag,
Yes.
to a cabin size kind of thing, right? And then if you go shopping and you buy a lot of things, you can actually expand it to be a double size
Yes.
bag,
It
right?
has a few options. So I was really watching this company grow. So at the beginning, it was just like version 1, and then they keep transforming and transforming. They have different versions coming up, and they got a lot of money from Kickstarters, like people buying this, like agreeing with
Mm,
like, and all I wanted to say is not that because they did a good job in the designs, but I think that they did a very good marketing video. I mean, you get hooked by the marketing video, right?
yes,
The,
yes.
the presentation of how they push that needs to you. But if you come to
Correct.
think about it, why would you want to have like so many 3-in-1 or 2-in-1, kind of
Okay,
things?
so for me was the idea of first thing, I can do a lot of things with it, right? I can go to the airport, right? I can travel, pull along, I can sit down and then flip up certain things and then use it as a table kind of thing, right? Because you have a flip thing there. And then I can say, oh, after I've traveled, I will buy more things, right? Buy more things, then I need a bigger size. Lah.
So you can
And then
pull and expand it,
expand.
right?
So you know what happened to the bag?
What happened
It
to the bag?
came in a box. It's still in a box. It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. It's still in the box. It's about $500 US the bag, right?
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Close to
So
that.
so
It's
I
close
was
to that.
contemplating like whether want to buy or not. And I didn't buy lah basically because I was like, oh, it's like I haven't even buy such a big bag. I mean, such an expensive because it's so small. It's not very big, and so this is
No,
impulse.
it's actually very big.
Oh, is it?
After you expand, I find that oh my God, it's too big for me to do anything, right? It's too big for me to do anything after it got expanded, right? And so I thought that it's not really that practical. It's not really that. So it's still in the box. Lah. It's still in the box. All new. Haven't used.
But he will say thank you for supporting Kickstarter to kickstart this project.
Yeah. Yeah. So I always have this in mind. I say, okay lah, I'm supporting a startup lah, right? Yeah. Yeah.
You are
I'm
supporting
supporting a
startup.
startup. Give them a chance to prove themselves, try out something new. The other thing that I also bought is that a coffee maker. A coffee maker, which is just a boiler, like a flask.
I
Right?
think I
You
know which
boil
one is that.
already, right? And
And then
then
there's
you
a cup, right?
can there's a
You can
cup
drink on the
inside and a
go.
filter.
Yes.
And the filter, and then you can make your own coffee, right? And you can just plug in and then it boil by itself. It cost me 150 or something like that.
How is it?
Right. It is a nice. The holding is nice, a bit too heavy, right? Because you have everything inside there, right? And then my $10 coffee filter is still better. It still makes better coffee, right? Yeah, because everything is compact for travel purpose, right? And then you can't have everything designed for the taste of the coffee. It's for convenience for packing. It's not for making a tasteful cup of coffee. Yeah.
What I observe is some of the Kickstarters, right? If they are successful, they will come back with version 2 and 3 of their products. If they are not, then that's it for the version 1. So they don't really get to.
There are version 2 and 3. There are version 2 and 3 because I think there are people who like it. There are people who like it, not too fussy about the taste of the coffee, and it's convenient for them. Maybe in the European market, in the American market, they like it because they have big hands. They have big hands, and then they can actually hold that grip that better. Asian has small hands, so the grip is not. And
because it's a fact that their coffee really does cool down faster compared to us, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact lah. Maybe that it's a thing that they did think about it. So so it's like today we're like really talking about like impulse. I think conclusion of the entire FB Live is like we're talking about like impulse, and I really like that excitement portion where impact. What is the impact that you want to create for your user? That creates the excitement, then the agreement, then the one, right? And I think that is the thought process of everybody's mind. Seriously, it's a thought process of everybody's mind. And I hope everybody is enjoying Facebook user with 1000 teeth whitening kit. I still don't know who you are until I like logged into Facebook to see your name. But thank you so much for interacting. Thanks, Prince, for coming by. And the rest of the people who you guys are following next week, there will be other guests coming on. And I was really thinking, if let's say you guys supported me to do like a quiz or a chat, what do you call that? A game show, on stream. Would it be fun? If let's say you think it's fun, right? Just type in the yes for me so that I know it's, type in the fun. Then I know how many people likes me doing like a game show. So basically it's an entrepreneur game shows lah. So it's like, I was just thinking and I was just following this very handsome doctor in US. So apparently he did the game show kind of thing. So I was like quite hooked with that idea. I was really thinking, shall we try it? So next time I'll invite Tian Teck up again, right? And then you'll be on behalf of like certain people. And so
we're going to play a game the next time, right?
Yes, we're going to play a game. Like we're going to hold up a whiteboard and then we're going to ask questions. Like I'll ask questions and I'm going to like hold up the whiteboard, and see whether, then we can actually discuss about why do you put this kind of questions, this kind of answers, to it. Like for example, who do you think makes the best lawyer, or who do you think which undergraduates can become the best lawyer, or something like that, that kind of thing, or which profession is harder, a CEO or something else, or a manager or something like that. So let's go and do something like that. And
I guess most of the time you will get very interesting answers, right? Something really bizarre that you never thought of, that you will get those answers, and then suddenly it hits you that, why didn't I think of that, right?
Yeah, because I really think that to make it like more sparkly and fun rather than just listen to us yapping here. That's what I was like really thinking that maybe we can have like a short session with all the guests at the end of the day. So it will come to my game show session where, I can, play around with like entrepreneur about like techniques, and then it will be fun and everybody will have more learning to it. So Facebook user is saying you really want to know who, time to buy a new Stream Deck. What is a Stream Deck? Is that a new software?
Oh no, Stream Deck is something like that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you. This is a Stream Deck.
So this is the one that you want me to buy, right? You were trying
no, that's not the one that I wanted you to buy. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Yeah, that's not the one. The Stream Deck is actually a remote control. It's just like a computer keyboard that you can program certain function, and when you press, you can mute very quickly. When you are on Zoom, you can change the scene very quickly when you are on the virtual conference or virtual meeting kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I see. Okay, so that's a stream deck. And
a stream deck.
just to let you guys know that Tian Teck is also running. Oh, Tian Teck, do you have anything to give our audience? Just for the sake
Today
of just
I did not I did not really prepare anything, but you could follow me on my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, there
exactly
are a
because
lot
I
of
think
learning there. Yeah.
Tian Teck also do courses to help people do something like this on OBS, which I still haven't get to attend. It's always booked out. I don't know why. So I'm actually waiting to attend Tian Tech's OBS guide. It's very complicated. I downloaded the application. It's kind of complicated. So I therefore think that I definitely need, some guidelines how to do that.
Definitely, you don't really need the complicated stuff. You just want to do simple thing like switch the scene and things like that. And so
Something like this.
those can be done. Yeah, those can be done very quickly, kind of thing, right? In OBS, yeah. Right.
Okay, so those for you that would like to follow Tian Tech, so you guys can actually follow Tian Tech on Facebook or YouTube. It's Sticky Presentations. Oh, so what's OBS? Yeah, okay, what's OBS? So, Tian Tech, your time.
OBS. No, OBS is just a software. Just a software that allows you to put yourself on top of your slide or change different positions. So you see, Sam, can you just switch the layout on this things like that. All right, and then switch
Yeah.
again. Okay.
And
Switch
somehow or
again
other,
to
right?
two side
I
by
can
side.
only be big. Yeah.
Yeah, two side by side small. Can you do the half?
Let me see. I can't. Wait.
You
Half.
can't. You
The
can
big one.
earlier on with
Like this.
something like that. Yes.
Yeah, this is super
Right.
ugly.
So things like that. So this is done with StreamYard. Is actually the program that do this streaming kind of thing. Yeah. OBS can allow you to customize the way you want your screen to be positioned.
Just like
Right?
how
And
Tian Tech
that's
is
what
having right
OBS does.
now.
Yeah. And just is like I'm not using OBS right now, but
You
this is
did?
something that OBS can do. No, I'm not using OBS.
Right. And I really want to change the background. I want to change like to a more wild kind of thing. So next time, maybe when I do, live shows, I may be standing so I can dance.
Yeah. Maybe you want to do a talk, about OBS,
Yeah, maybe we should.
I don't know whether
right?
does it fit in your stream or not, right? I mean, if it does
Yeah,
fit in
that's the
your stream,
problem.
then maybe we can do something like that. It might not fit in
Yeah.
your stream, right? So we might find an angle to say how does it fit in your stream topic, right? And we can
It
just
does.
touch
I
a little bit
mean,
on that.
I think right now many people are getting so bored with Zoom. They just want a little bit more spice. And in fact, all these features that you see up here and all those, right, are like, are just spicing the environment up rather than just two Zoom screens, right? It's kind of boring. So I think
Right.
that's what how this pandemic actually pushed everybody towards that higher standards towards like visual, right? Because we are so stuck here, And so those people who would like to actually join me on my Facebook group, it's called Pandemic Entrepreneurs. So just type in the Facebook group, search for Pandemic Entrepreneurs. Join me. We will be sharing all the lives that we have, and there will be other entrepreneurs also sharing their tips about how to actually go through this entire stage, of this pandemic hoo-ha thing. Facebook users is saying OBS can allow you to green screen you into any background you want, like avatar. No, like your whiteboard software run through. Blueprint show off like movie magic. Yeah, and it's really not that easy to it's too much buttons. Actually, it's very much button, a lot of buttons.
No, actually, green screen is one of them. But in order to make green screen work well, it also really depends on the content that you want to design into your whole stream, right? And things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we can invite Tian Teck to come over another time. And hopefully then you'll be able to share us like how OBS works.
Yeah, most likely I could. Yeah. So let's see. Let's plan on it. Let's plan on it and then see how we could come up with an angle that will fit into this whole,
Yeah,
Pandemic
sure.
proof.
Pandemic proof. Yeah, it is. It does. Okay, so thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much, Tian Teck, for coming up. Giving wonderful sharing. I would really love to thank all the people who actually joined in, and I'll see you guys next week. Next week, yeah.
Okay,
And
thank you everyone. Thank you, Sam. Bye bye. Have a good
bye.
weekend. Bye.